Great to see you here. You're doing really well so far. Stay curious, stay consistent. Let's jump into today's lesson and keep your momentum going. C++ Beginner Course, Lesson 1.5, Structure of a C++ Program. In this lesson, we're going to break down the anatomy of a simple C++ program. Before we dive into writing more complex code, you need to understand what each part of a C++ file does and why it exists. By the end of this video, you'll be able to confidently read and understand the core structure of any basic C++ program. This is a theory-based lesson designed specifically for absolute beginners. No prior coding experience is required. We will cover the layout of a program, including header files, namespaces, the essential main function, code blocks, statements, and how to output text to your console. Let's look at what actually makes up a program. Even the simple C++ program is made up of a few key components working together. This includes header files, namespaces, the main function, code blocks, statements, output commands, and return values. Every single program contains these pieces. Understanding how they fit together right now will make your future practical coding lessons much easier. At the top of almost every C++ program, you'll see a line starting with the hash symbol, include IOStream. This is called a preprocessor directive. It tells the compiler to grab code from an external library file before it starts compiling your program. Specifically, IOStream contains the tools for input and output, which allows us to print text to the screen. Think of hash include as importing the tools you need into your workspace. Every C++ program must have exactly one main function. This serves as the absolute entry point of your program. When your compiled application runs, the operating system executes it by calling main first. Inside the curly braces, you will write the actual instructions your program executes. If this function is missing, your code simply will not run. Curly braces define what we call a code block. They group statements together and explicitly tell the compiler where a function, loop, or condition begins and ends. In this example, everything inside these braces belongs strictly to the main function. You will see and use these braces everywhere in C++. A statement is a single complete instruction in C++dir. The golden rule here is that every statement must end with a semicolon. Think of it like a full stop at the end of a sentence. If you forget it, the compiler will get confused and throw an error. Semicolons are how the compiler knows one instruction has ended and the next one is beginning. To actually display text on the screen, we use stdcout. Let's look closely at how it works. std is the standard namespace where C++ keeps its built-in tools. Cout stands for console output. The two less than signs are the insertion operator. They literally point to the left, acting like an arrow that pushes your text string straight into the output stream to show it to the user. At the very end of the main function, you will usually see return 0. This is how your program reports back to the operating system when it finishes. Returning the number 0 means everything went smoothly and the program completed without errors. Other numbers can represent specific error codes. While modern C++ lets you leave this line out of the main function, keeping it is an excellent habit for beginners. Let's do a quick recap of today's lesson. Remember, hash, include pulls in extra tools, main is our mandatory starting line, curly braces hold our code blocks, statements always end with a semicolon, and stdcout prints text out to your user. Good job today. Every lesson you finish brings you closer to mastering C++. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to those who subscribe. Your support keeps this course alive.